The 12 hours of Aston Historic continues, about 3.5 hours gone. Even though it's been 4 hours, just almost 4 hours since the race started, we had a server failure at about the 2-hour mark, which cost us about 25 minutes to correct everything. And the way the rules work, we restart from the closest hour. And at that point, it was 10 hours left. So with about 8.5 hours remaining, Genuine Racing lead from Inex Racing, Virus AM and Virus Pro, 3rd and 4th, and Gen R number 2 in 5th place. No safety cars yet, just the one red flag. And very quiet on the penalty. Ben Keogh puts it a little wide at the hairpin at the end of the lap, being overtaken by both Dupta and Pardo, A6 and Scuderia Gas, respectively. Keogh coming back, though, and will easily take the place. Pardo could have a slipstream chance if he wants. Keogh coming around the outside of Dupta at turn 7, the fast sweeping right hand. On the brakes for 8, Keogh ahead. So after that mistake, only takes about half a lap for Keogh to regain the lost position. Just saw Lyddon getting a twitch at the top of the Rouge when the car got unloaded at the crest of the hill. Did a good job to keep it on. Dupta just having an off in turn 1. Wouldn't be surprised if he had an excursion into that massive gravel trap out there. We'll look out the front nose of our leader, Lyddon. A little bit and just see how he handles this. Turn 13 there, that fast, tricky left-hander truck kind of falls away from me a bit on the exit. Very tricky to get right. Very little runoff through that section into the National Straight. Turn 17, 18 and 19 here on the back end of the circle. Turn 20 of the hairpin. And tricky chicane. Left over the curb, right bang over the curb. Watch the tires on the left apex. If you just barely tap them, it doesn't hurt you that much, but you can full on clout then. Long, fast run from the final chicane down to turn 1. Slipstreaming, very prominent there. If you're not careful, you can leave yourself open to a re-attack before you even get to turn 1. So some drivers will strategically wait till as late as possible to slipstream around. So race order after 3 hours and 30 minutes or so. Your leader, Genuine Racing, 88 laps total complete. NX Racing, second. Team Virus, third. Fourth, Team Virus Pro. Genuine Racing, 2 in fifth. Sonic Realms Amateur, sixth. Team Rock Racing Am, seventh. Eighth is Core Racing Pro number 1. Infinity Esports Am, 9th. 10th, Conquest Racing Pro, 11th. Savage Sim Sports 1. Green Angus Racing, 12th. Hellenic Racing Team, 13th. 14th, Core Racing Amateur. 15th, Scuderia Gas Racing Team. 16th, ASEX Motorsports. Green Angus Racing 2, 17th. Stake Breeding Program Amateur, 18th. Savage Sim Sports 2, 19th. So 19 cars still running, 21 started. Last Lap Motorsports bus retiring about 14 laps ago. And Merida Racing Team retiring around the 2-hour mark, 45 laps ago. Gunzelman in the orangish red and black Core Racing Pro car. Closing in on Tanskinen in the Team Rock Racing machine as they come out of the chicane. Down the backstretch, turn 7. On the brakes for turn 8. About 3/10 faster at the first split for the number 14 car, trailing. Coming up to the second split now. And another 3/10 faster on Tanskinen. Have a good tow through this section. Gotta keep it tight. Which way is he gonna go? Left or right? He'll come right. He'll have the inside for the corner. He's ahead easily before turn 20. Tanskinen can stay close through the chicane. He could have a reply, but it looks like Gunzelman pulling ahead. Dupta and Pardo getting through, and Pardo having a bit of lag just there. So NX Racing Robin Friskaps continues to run smoothly, dropping back just a couple seconds over the last several laps, easily getting around the lapped car. And NX doing all they need to do right now to clinch this championship. I'll take a look at Tony Anisik in the Grand Angus Racing number 2 car. Groovy, baby. And a nice look at the Austin Powers themed. Ooh, contact coming onto the national straight through turns 17 and 18 between 74 of Morvai and Tanskanen, excuse me, of Team Rock Racing. It's not a battle for position. 54 being a lap down to the 58 car. But he does overtake. If a blue flagged car is faster, he can overtake. They're not entitled, or they're not required to always yield the position. They get to, if staying behind a car that would be throwing them the blue flag would hold their race up, they are allowed to if they're faster there. As long as they don't actually impede the car that's a lap or ahead or that's faster, they can overtake them. So, it's not like F1 where you have 3 blue flags to yield the spot. If you have the ability to overtake them and pull away, do it. Coming up in about 10 minutes. Another round of pit stop. First Scops working to get around the Anisik machine, Green Angus Racing 2. Held up a little bit to that long sweeping left-hander turn 16, had to run a little wide. He'll come around the outside, heading through 18 and 19, and around cleanly for turn 20. And you probably saw it in the background, Anisik spinning coming out of the chicane. Hotted up that rear right tire. Gunzelman slowly working to close in on Leitimakiet. Like those tabbing through Pekin takes a little bit of a liberal sort of line around over the grass just a little bit, exiting the final chicane. Nestros Campars in a bit of a scrum here through the middle sector of the course. It's very fast and flowing, and the FXR with its four-wheel drive can go just a little faster through there, but on these long straights it's dust. But again, that traction out of the final corner and a little bit of help by a twitch from Campars lets Nestros around for the chicane over the curbs, and Nestros ahead. No chance at a draft yet for Campars. First Cups, having to get around the A6 amateur car, which is yielding to the left. Gets around. Joel Villa connecting for the Vira's amateur car. Sam Holt connecting for Gen R2 as server activity will pick up just a little bit here at the pit stop. We have reached the quarter distance mark. 4 complete, 8 to go. No, sorry, that's third, 1/3 distance mark. Ben Hugh working to chase down Campars as we get towards pinning. Fires Ham in, getting fresh tires. Gen R2 and the hairpin should be following soon. Not much in the way of punctures yet this round. Oh, drive-through penalty for Thursday. Villa pits in. Or exits pits, excuse me. Thursday gets a speeding penalty on the way into the... Krasimir Ivanov joins to take over the Sonic Realm, or the Sonic Realms, what am I chatting? The Gen R number 1 car. So there's Pitkin. Pitkin gets around the left car. Nice quits, exits pits, picking it in, Mr. Rossi. 17 car off at the top of Eau Rouge. He'll keep it going. Then Sean Lyddon's gets a drive-through penalty coming into pit lane. So penalties galore coming here. Los Tallo takes over. So joining us now in the box, special guest Anton Stretio of Infinity Esports. Good evening, Anton.
Evening. I'd like to apologize for my poor mic connect or sound because it's awful, but I'll be figuring it out in the future.
It doesn't sound too bad. I don't hear hardly any noise or anything, so I think we can tolerate. So how has the race been going so far for Infinity, or as our good friend Sasapishich would call it, Infusion?
Fuck Skippy. I'm sorry. Well, the race, well, actually, of as usual, we haven't put as much as effort as I would have liked to, and I'm really sad that I couldn't see the pro car make into the field, which was really decided in the last sort of half an hour or something like that. I'm not really sure because it's a separate squad and I'm not responsible for that, but basically I know when something goes on there. And well, basically we sort of had like a month to prepare as all the others, and I don't know, sort of, sometimes you get excited on the start, well, when an event ends and another one is coming up, you start practicing and developing stuff, and then you lose interest, try other stuff, other games, let's say. But basically, we got a nice little squad that's gonna handle the race, okay. And with the help of our Polish representative, Sebastian, whatever his name is.
Sebastian, impossible to pronounce last name.
Of course. So yeah, I mean, currently I'm surprised to see that we're, I guess, 7th. And actually, that makes it, what? Oh, it's the time to pit, so, well, things will change, I guess.
Yeah, things are a little, just a little confused right now while everyone pits in. Taking a look at your car, Mr. Lago at the wheel.
Yeah, actually, he's a newcomer to our FAS, and he's been doing exclusively well. I mean, I'm absolutely impressed by that guy. He's done in the time of weeks. He's been improving super, and he's actually coming from Sim Raceway, so he's been doing very well there as well. But I wouldn't have expected such a pace or such a consistency from a newbie like him. I don't consider him as a newbie, but he's doing better than some of our other teammates.
So what's your thoughts on the season as a whole in the Infinity realm of thought?
That's a tough question, Well, I have it preset, but it's gonna take a while. Well, I don't know really, but it's been ups and downs basically. I mean, for the M car, which I'm responsible for, it's been, well, people have been learning. I mean, you can see that I've taken like Roy and, let's say, Sebastian, and I've been trying to sort of, teach him here and there. I'm not saying that I'm a great teacher, but I've been trying to open their eyes a little bit and see how far I can push them. And they've been responding very well, indeed. I mean, the first race that Sebastian and I went into, I mean, I think I didn't race there, but anyway, I mean, the first race Sebastian represented the Infinity flag was, I think, Fernbay, and I wasn't really impressed then, but after that he really pushed on, and I'm kind of impressed by him, and he's doing his best really at most of the times. So I'd like to say thanks to him, that he's a good teammate other than anything else. Well, sometimes he's a bit, Polish, but that's in him. You can't change their nationality. Other than that, I've been quite happy to see the last round being the pro car taking it to the podium. That was really impressive. They were aiming high for the 24 hours, but disaster strikes, and it's been striking a few times then, and it was very, very tough on them.
Yep, InX Racing making their pit stop just a few moments ago. Krasimir Ivanov coming back out ahead, but only about 5.5, 6 seconds ahead, so the gap as it was before the pit stop coming down a few seconds. Wojciech, or however you say that man's name, is yeah, Or as I call him, annoying, because he annoys me sometimes.
Or
Takes
something
over
that's
from Lago.
starts with polish and ends with something inappropriate for stream, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. Are we kind of referring to an old Skippy thing?
Oh yeah. Would have been nice to have him here as well.
Yeah.
But as a whole, I think this will probably be... Oh, I'm not entirely sure, but for now, at least, it's me and some other people at Infinity that we're gonna put RFS in a for a bit. It's not that we lost our interest or anything, but we just think it's time to move to something more sophisticated.
Yeah, I think there's a bit of general feeling of that. Toth serves the A6 drive-through speeding penalty that they received just a bit ago. On the whole, about this GT1 series season, not just your team, but everything as a whole, how do you feel it's gone?
Well, I'd like to say that, I mean, the organizer side of things has been improving all the time, I guess. I mean, I've been around for quite a few years in RFS though, and I mean, I think you guys really put a lot of effort and a lot of time, which should be recognized by the people that are basically like me, just coming in for an event and doing a few hours of driving. But what you do, I mean, the hours that you spend is simply incredible. I mean, I find it very hard. I mean, I can't imagine how much effort it's actually taken to do things even as half as good as you do. So I'm really impressed by that, actually. I mean, the whole organizer side of things has been, if not perfect, very near perfect.
Yeah, Morvai having off at turn 1. We see him as he recovers. He'll just carry on. Yeah, you know, the admins have to be around the whole time. You know, drivers come and go. They do their stint or their double stint. They go, they take a rest, but there is always someone on the clock here.
Yeah,
watching,
that's very tough.
Reviewing. Our work starts long before the race and ends long after the race.
Yeah.
You know, we have to handle the entries, we have to handle the results, protests, everything. It's always difficult, but the racing that we usually see is often worth the strife.
Yeah, you could say that. I mean, some of the top teams out there. I'm not saying that we're not capable of doing that, but I'm not seeing the sort of dedication that I used to see in a team that's like competing for top place. I mean, for example, let's compare ourselves to. I mean, I can talk for Infinity though. I don't know about the others, but at least for events like 24 hours, I mean, every second that you can scrub from a setup or a driving line, I mean, everything counts there. And we usually put a lot of efforts for the 24 hours. And actually, for the AM squad that I'm responsible for, we've had quite a lot of testing, quite a lot of stuff going on there, and we usually set our minds for the race. I mean, we don't aim too high because, yeah, I mean, we have to deal with what we have. So, considering that this 24-hour preparation was taking quite a long period, we didn't do maybe a third of that for this round. I don't know. Well, basically, people just didn't have the time, weren't too committed to it, and I'm getting a bit. You could tell that again by the number of the cars that are still in the race. as far as I can see, there's only 19 cars.
Yeah, only 21 started.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the 12-hour race, end of the season, championships pretty well decided, not much to do. I think there's a lot of just kind of, how do you say, just kind of a little meh type attitude.
That's stupid in my mind because I do what I do because I like it, even though, I mean, entering this race, we didn't look at any championship points or anything. We just went for it. I mean, we didn't really bother about any points or anything. We just wanted to have a proper race and like have fun. I mean, we had, at least I had a few nice battles with Hellenic Racing and I can't recall. I think it was car number 55, I guess. But yeah, we had quite a lot of fun. It's quite decent racing. I mean, people through the years they sort of learned how to race because from back when I come to iRace, not iRacing, RFS. I mean, there were quite a few shocking people. There's still around some shocking, like, let's say, Americans, Oh, and I would like to shout out to Lachko. Hello, my love. Sorry.
Yeah, that's fine. I think there's probably also just a bit of, 12-hour race is hard. It requires a lot from the drivers. The limit, the maximum a driver can do in the 12 and 24-hour races in this championship is reduced. Any other race at 75%, but the 12 and 24-hour races, one driver can only do 45%, so that makes your requirement go from 2 drivers to run the race to 3. And it could be just a lot of people just get busy and can't make the race.
Well, but that's a bit odd because at the start of the season, that there were pre-qual sessions where there were people like bunching up so tight together. I mean, the times for Blackwood, I guess, the AM car didn't even pre-qual there because it was so tight and so tough to get in, and it was like genuinely amazing that people. It was actually quite a decent lineup than I could recall. I mean, no, it's not decent, but it was.
Sorry to stop you there, but Conquest Pro challenge in Genuine Racing QSR.
Yes, just pop that up on stream. Conquest closing in on 17. 17 got the Eau Rouge section of track wrong. It was very slow at the top of the hill. Got some left side damage, so Sam Holt called in more or less at the last minute yesterday before qualifying to qualify that car, and now is probably getting more laps than he had time to practice for the
damage. Looks like it's affecting the car really badly. Conquest on the charge as usual. So Deco, what's your perception on the race so far?
Too quiet. Too quiet. And since we cut off Mr. Stratiev here, Anton, if you want to carry on your thought.
Don't worry, I mean, it's not like I'm offended or anything. Well, what was I? Oh, yeah, the start of the season.
We were talking about participation.
Yeah, well, I find it amazing, well, a bit of disappointing as well, because you could see there were many people trying to take place in a race like that, and for me it was a bit like shout to history actually, because in the olden days when there used to be Masters of Endurance, and I guess all the people around will remember the days then it was quite classy. There were people that were, I mean, they're still active, but they're not. It's not the same as before, I guess. The new generation of drivers, yeah, you could say that they're quite quick, but they're also quite, I mean, egoistic, you could say. But not saying that this is bad, but I'm more kind of a sort of, you could say, what's the word? Gentleman race.
Old school
Maybe I'm
racing.
getting old. Yeah.
Well, it's nice to see at least one old school driver still racing around. I mean, I miss the days of MOE, IGTC, everything like that. I came to LFS like 1 year late to get competitive within all that. So, but watching the streams of the likes of Hugo Lewis, Dave Williams, Andre Rock, Speedo when they were really active, everything like that. Those were the prime days of LFS endurance racing.
Yeah, no, there was a team called First Racing. There was Mercury as well. I mean, those guys would
Mercury
go.
first.
Yeah.
Yeah, Andre Rock first.
Yeah, that little 07, 08, 09 region was perhaps the peak of everything. You know, up through the early part of 2010 when everyone started dropping off. But yeah, right around that 08, 09 when, you know, things were awesome all around. You know, the racing was good, the performance was good, the media side of things.
Yeah,
You know, the MOE broadcasts then. Pascam and myself and Chris Wilkinson kind of coming in at the later stages of that. Everything was just clicking on also.
Yeah, and everyone actually was preparing properly for an event.
Battle between the Virus cars coming up. Villa in the amateur car and Los Talo in the pro car. Sean, is this a multi-21 situation?
Well, we didn't anticipate our amateur car to be this fast, to be racing with us, to be honest, but like, it doesn't bother me that much because it's given the amateur drivers the confidence they need to progress into GT2 World Series, and you might see Elton Chong maybe in a pro classification. Since you've seen his pace, I don't know if you put it down to pace or experience or just combine the two. But I mean,
yes,
we're very happy with this guy. We'd be happy to see him full time at the team. He's done a lot of work in the past couple of days. I mean, he only came on to practice with us just to see pace and that we weren't planning on him driving. And he just pumped out a stint on his first laps, and I mean, we were really impressed. But the rest of the amateur team has just done just as much hard work. Pierre and Lukey working with the amateur team more than the pro. Momo breaking his back with the pro setup. We got a really good atmosphere of Virus at the moment.
3-car battle back in the middle sector of the track, back towards the mid-pack. Well, the man from Infinity, whose name we cannot pronounce, Deshkovich and Kuliska.
Oh, this is going to be interesting.
Wojtkowiak, I think, is how I
Wojtkowiak. You say W's in Poland like a V.
Yep, but a bit of contact between Deshkovich and Wojtkowiak.
That's expected.
Oh, more contact on entry.
Side by side, touching and touching, and both of them were off. Wojtkowiak
Savage, the big gainer.
off, has to do a 180 around.
And Holt making a position back there. He'll be happy with that. Dashkovich will not be happy. He was charging through the field, making good progress. His left rear is kaput.
Getting a bit of damage from that. Yeah, the left side tire's hot. Wojtkowiak.
I think I might have to run to our team speak just to contain the situation. Well, I wasn't really expecting that, but yeah, sometimes drivers like that do stupid things. I mean, usually I would go with the if you see a guy that's coming.
Oh, he's going wide. He's off in the. Got to keep the momentum up. That's a big gravel trap and can take a long time to get out of if you get bogged down.
Luckily, there's no one around, so he'll just have to chill down again, I guess.
Oh, someone off in the Eau Rouge. That was Daskovic.
Yeah, it's Kuliska. Kuliska's slow. Kuliska's slow.
Daskovic seemed to Eau Rouge, like a couple of cars get grass on the left wheels at the top of Eau Rouge that they go a bit wide, and I think he did it a bit more than usual, and he took the chicane really tight and then exited wide. I think that was his problem, but Holt challenging for position.
Come around the outside. Looks, but thinks better of it. Thinks he didn't have the run. He's put it off.
I would like to
turn
say
one.
sorry to Conquest.
Daskovic is raging. He's going to be flying soon. He's on the rage.
Yeah, well, he was able to keep it close to the track and lost less time than what's his face?
Kubiak. I don't know how even Polish people pronounce that. I mean, I would really...
I'll go and ask Arco.
Yeah, actually, it would be quite nice to have some Polish people commenting here. We can hear their, silly accent sometimes. Actually, Sebastian has this sort of...
Oh, and Daskovic is gone at the chicane. He took Holt with him.
Major damage to the left side. He's got a pit now.
Yeah, just clouded the tire.
Holt. Oh, both front dampers are gone. Both red fronts. He can't turn. My tactical wall.
That was incredibly lucky.
I would have voted
The way you
for
come
a safety
through there,
car.
if anything goes wrong, that's incredibly lucky that happened right at pit entry. And
Adrian Tomczyk coming
right by the pit lane, yeah. Tomczyk and Bert Knops both coming in. So teams actively adjusting their strategy.
Yeah, great awareness by the covering drivers here. Quickly entering the server in time for the pit stop. If these both teams, if they're sticking to the 1 hour strategy, this could be a problem for the end stint. They might have to do a low fuel stint, but I mean they'll be just exiting the end of heat peak by about 10 minutes to go, so they could even theoretically lose a few more positions. But we've seen it time and time again with Conquest just coming back from a bad result and just bring it up. So I don't put them out the race anytime soon.
Oh, there's plenty of time left, so...
Oh, it looks like Holt's carrying on.
Yeah, it could have been a review sort of thing. Just checking out the damage, or if possible, not sure, or not sure what that might have been about, but definitely
back down in 17.
strategies
There's a battle.
Give me car number, Scout.
71 and 54. Scuderia Gas Racing Team against Stig Reading Program.
We're hearing that the driver change failed on the Genuine Racing car in their pit stop.
Stig Breeding Program took out 4 seconds that previous lap, so Gracia must have had a... Stig Breeding Program nearly going off the track there. But yeah, he must have had a problem last lap. But that's that battle over for now. Other than that, I don't see anybody close on track.
Alright, peeps, I guess I'll have to go because I've been away for way too long. It's been a pleasure talking to you.
Okay.
Yep, well thank you.
Remember to ask your teammate about his name.
For the rest of the team.
Will do. Check you later. Have fun.
Bye now.
Sinarski. That incident there with Conquest and Infinity was the first real car-to-car incident for the whole race, the first one that could even possibly result in a protest. It's been pretty clean, no protest yet, 4.5 hours ago. And here's Morvai coming around the outside of Gracie. Gets around easily on the backside of the course. Gracie unable to get on the power, and Morvai, stake breeding program M, catches away. Anyway, Yarby has worked the gap to Krasimir Ivanov down to just under 4 seconds. So could this be a change for the lead on the track before pit stops? That's about a second and a half, 2 seconds when Yarby clips the tires exiting. That's going to cost a bit of time. The gap back down to 4.2 seconds, but when Yarby slowly trying to claw the gap down. You know, Sean, this track, mistakes pretty easy to make. Turn 1, since you have to wash out to the left side, you know, you can easily clip the grass there. Top of Rouge, coming through that S-curve chicane. It goes a little bit of strife, and that last chicane can really catch you out if you get the angle wrong on those curves and clout those tires.
Everyone seems to be spread out for now, not much action going on track. Deco, would you want to run through positions, or would you rather save that till after pit stops?
I did that last time, Sean, so I think you should.
We'll wait till the pit stops then.
Okay, yeah,
I got food at the moment.
Oh, I need to get food. Phil Diaz was here for a little bit, but had to go away. I think in about an hour or so, he should be back. He offered to take cameras, and I think, yes, please.
That's another one of them old-time races that we were talking about before. Phil's been around for quite a while with his days in core racing and their GT1 prestigious seasons. They did very well in GT1. IGTC, sorry, not GT1.
Yep. So I hear that the ELMS race at Silverstone got red flagged because of a little bit of this thing called rain. That's where our good friends Stephen Martin and Oscar Hardwick are right now.
Where's Wilco today?
Nobody knows. He said he was going to be here for the first 2 and the last 2 hours, but he's no-showed. I know he was supposed to be getting some vaccines, he says. I was like, what, rabies in the clap? No, he says rabies and cholera. But I have no idea, but... yeah, I have no idea. He didn't show up for the start. Don't know if he overslept or what. Hopefully he shows up for a little bit. But, we're dealing without him. But I'm sure we all miss his dulcet tone.
Well, he's an interesting commentator. A nice bit of Wilco action doesn't go amiss.
Now, in Yarvi behind Wojciech. Let's see if Wojciech caused a little bit of strife last time he was overtaken by a car like he did with Conquest.
That gap between Inex and Genuine is closing fast.
Ooh, and Jerry puts a couple tires off to the left-hand side, slowing him down a bit. Gap 3.5 seconds at the first intermediate. Yeah, it's actually kind of. I'm kind of surprised no one's done a little bit. I'm kind of surprised that no one's had a rather big off at the top of the hill, or anything. Well, we have had a couple big ones at the last chicane, but I'm surprised we haven't had a little more grief happening at the top.
I'm just looking for action on track and I can't see any at all.
Holt and Tomczyk within sight of each other. I believe they're closing back in after their pit stop time. So, Sean,
Yes.
how are things in Merseyside?
Very cloudy at the moment, but yeah, a lot of people jobless. It's not very fun.
How is the Liverpool Football Club doing this season?
Well, I don't really care, to be honest. They're not doing too good, but I mean, I haven't watched football all season. I gave up on it at the end of last season. It's all politics. No game.
I'm sure Wilco knows how the Sunderland Athletic Football Club is doing. He follows them. He goes to quite a few of their home matches.
And how's life in your hometown?
It is. It just is. Got lots of money at work recently, working extra hours. I just caught as they're coming around turn 8. if you look just ahead, we're watching in car with Matty Yarvi as we see him head out of turn 16. That little speck just ahead. You saw it before the crest, and you should see it again here as they come around the hill. He is starting to see Krasimir Ivanov's.
Well, Krasi took a 10th out of Vajavi by the second intermediate. But that can all change through the 2 corners in sector 3. Both decent chicanes.
.3 seconds, the gap to 18.1 for both. .11 for Yarvi, .18 for Ivanov.
So as they are both entering Eau Rouge, Virus are only just crossing the line. That's our own fault though.
Couple drive-throughs, couple incidents, easily can do that, but still with plenty of race to go. Anything can happen if these two up here start battling.
Well, the amount of time I gained through that stint on Jenna, I lost exactly the same amount through the drive-through, so my stint was for nothing really. I was pretty disappointed.
You're a bad person and you should feel it. Morvai having it off through the chicane. Gets away without much. Hot rear tires. Nice and toasty. Back watching Yarvi. Krasi just about a 10th faster through the second intermediate.
Hellenic Racing catching Infinity. 0.3 that lap. Vajavi took out 2 tenths in the last sector to Ivanov in Genuine Racing.
Gracia and Morvai having a bit of a grief up at the turning. Oh, when you're already putting a couple wheels on the grass, tried to put the power down, got a big twitch on. That'll definitely cost him about a couple.
Core Pro 2 taking out 4 tenths from Sonic Realms.
Barbosa at the wheel of that.
18.15 for Genuine, 18.39 for Inex. So Krasi just responding to Venjabi.
Yep, and of course, getting towards the end of the stint, pace is going to change depending on how the cars handle, as the tires are cooling from heat peak, and of course, had that mistake during the lap from Wentyard.
As we've seen in testing the XRR, is the potential to do a 17.2 in race. Just haven't been able to implement that yet. But to be fair, I expected a little more pace from Inex.
.31.41, 31.6 for Gen R and Inex respectively. Gap down to 3.7. So it's keeping station right around 3.5 seconds at this instant in time.
So Deco, who's hosting Turbo Trophy? I don't really know. Is it a mixture of Genuine and NDR, or?
I believe it's all genuine. I have nothing to do with it as yet.
Oh, even having the tyres in the chicane. Still faster than Venjavi.
Yeah, it looked like Wentyard also kind of nicked him a bit.
Do last alone matching in X pace for that lap. Nestoras about 1.5 seconds behind Infinity Amateur. This battle coming together nicely.
The Infinity car seen just ahead. As we watch from in-car of Nestoras, let's just ride along with him. In that space we were on board with him, he cut that gap in half. Most noticeably cut it in half. The SR will pull away a bit.
20.1 for Infinity. Is this server problems or is
0.6
it
of a
me?
second slower. Looks like just you right now, Sean. I'm seeing everyone else. It's only your ping bar going up, wasn't mine. Last time it was mine. Nestor S, right on the back bumper of Voyovec. Eau Rouge, up the hill. Both cars bottoming out at the dip. Coming up, Nestor S clipping the grass just a little bit. Just matched in pace as they head down the backstretch. Around turn 7 on the north chute. Hard on the binders for turn 8. Woody Joek puts it wide. Puts it wide, and that's got Nestor right on the back, but has to brake for this tight and twisty section. Woody Joek pulling it. Your car is to be the following car, closely following in those sweeping, in the north sweeping section. Also closing from behind, we have to keep an eye on Ben Keogh. So if these two scrap for too long, Ben Keogh could be involved in this a three-way scrap as we approach another round of pit stop. Again, you're watching the GT1 World Series, 12 hours of Aston historic. Jonathan Palmer, Sean Williams with you.
Everyone says Williams.
On the 5-hour mark. Watching a battle for position between Woody Joek and Nestor S, Infinity, and Hellenic. Hellenic in the mostly blue car.
Must I just correct you? It's Lyddon, not Williams. Thank you.
You know, that's what you get for changing your name a million.
Twice.
Okay, so you're still behind at Tika, Abdima time, whatever.
Yeah.
So Sean Lyddon. I'll have to change that in my YouTube description.
I'm just going to change it back to million people. Sebastian seems to be much smoother through this lap. The gap hasn't really changed. But behind them, you've got Ben Keogh catching up on the both of them. He's only got 3-4 more laps to complete this move if he wants to do it quickly.
Yeah, the pit stop should be starting in a couple laps, so we may not get ahead before the pit stops. But if he can, actually, I do believe Ben will be yielding the car over to another driver. I think this is his second stint in the car. Actually, no, I think this is his first. So I think he'll have another hour to go.
Seems doesn't want a slipstream going into the Eau Rouge.
Would you?
No, actually no. It's a clever move. Oh, Sebastian making a big error.
Oh, he's gone! He's gone!
He saved it. Oh, in the way of Ben. No, oh no, he collected
Oh, he's
Ben.
got Ben with a huge save on that. Ben, how did you keep that straight?
The wall. There's damage. To keep the wheel straight, he's aiming it about 10, 12 degrees to the left. That's going to cause massive oversteer.
Yeah, toe knocked out a little bit. The both the control arms are about the same amount of damage, so that shouldn't really nerf the camber so much, but still that's going to give him strength.
I'm just looking for this understeer in the long left. Here we see it. Ah, there we go. Not as bad as I thought, though.
Oh, yes. But yeah, look, see, he's going straight, and he's got the... You see, it's a little lighter than the rest of the wheel. A little lighter center mark on the wheel. When he was on the straight, it was tipped to the left a bit. I don't know if he's going... I think that's something he can probably deal with for the next few laps until his pits.
Yeah. I mean, James had about the same damage on the left rear as he did the front, which is about half of what Ben's got on the upper and lower. A bit less toe, but I mean, James pulled out his 17 with it, so I don't think it's going to affect Ben that much, but we'll have to see. Totally different car, totally different way of handling damage, I guess.
Mike Payuk connecting, so Ben will obviously be pitting within a lap.
Barbosa still chasing down Sonic Roams.
And another news, Yarvi has worked the gap to even off down to 2 3/4 seconds.
Yep, even off coming up on traffic in his second sector, that's not going to be good. Kalishka with some right side damage, that's got to affect his left hand turns.
Yep, Moravai and Holt in a side-by-side battle through the national section of court. Moravai to the outside of Holt. Can't make it, is he going to try for cutback? Looks like he's got a good chance at it. Slight bit of contact as they head down the hill towards the final chicane, and Holt yields the position.
He's now gaining about a 10th off that slipstream.
And Mike Payuk disconnecting, I presume, coming in to assist the damage.
Or just to connect this lap. Does that rule still stand? You have to cross the line before you can connect?
No, it's never been a rule. It's just a guideline. You have to be within 1 lap. It's a guideline to prevent lurking, essentially.
So just say we pitted on lap, say 26. The driver can join on lap 25.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's to prevent drivers from loitering in the server, taking up a slot. Looking at the back of Krasimir Ivanov as there's contact between Toth and Loy on the main straight, as they have a battle for the forward position, but you can see Yarvi slowly catching. Let's go back to this battle down in 14th, 15th region. Toth in around the outside of Loy. Throw Rouge thinks better of it. Sits in and Loy will pull ahead, exiting a.
And as you can see, down in 5th and 6th.
Oh! Keeps it on.
Core Racing Pro 2 catching Latimaki Sonic Realms Amateur. Oh, both go off.
Latimaki, they're both off!
Oh!
Latimaki! Almost taking out Core Race.
In the same place as well. Two cars nearly in the wrong place at the wrong time.
Nestor S in the pits. And Virus Pro, you Slato in. James Peace back in the Virez car. Went Yarvi behind Kuliska in the North Sweepers. Latimaki comes into the pits along with the amateur Virez car. When Yarvi gets around Kuliska fairly. Hold drive-through penalty, speeding in pit lane. He's spun. I think he's spun coming in. When I got to him, he looked inexorably sideways. Pierre Perron also in. Or exiting pit lane. Bert Knopp's in for Holt, and Knopp's having a little bit of grief exiting the pit lane. Pitkanen taking over from Ivanov as they'll head out, and when Yarvi stuck behind this battle between Sicchetti and Perron. Of course, they're both in the battle, so they can't really yield properly to NX. This could cause grief for NX's. Perron goes wide. Sicchetti hanging on, getting around cleanly.
I don't see why Venjabi stayed to the right side. Going down the straight, it squeezed both drivers together towards the outside of the track. So Perron with the slipstream now.
runs wide.
And Kaliska in Perron slipstream.
Yeah. Kuliska a little delayed on pit stop. Three-car action heading into turn 19. Will someone be a little too tardy on the brakes heading to turn 20? No. Everyone stays
Cinchetti with the cutback.
clean.
He won't be able to do it into the chicane. So if I'm correct, that's brother taking over from another brother. For what car is that? Team Rock Racing.
Gracie having a spin. He sat right on the racing line at the top of Eau Rouge. He'll keep going, so no real strife. Knops completes his drive.
So the closest battle on the track at the moment is who? Pierre Perron, Frank Cinchetti, and Kaliska. Oh, Toth with the chat saying hello. And with two smiley faces. Is he doing this on purpose? Oh,
Three
some
lines
server
of
lag.
chat.
Server lag, I think, between Toth and Parnanen. Both drivers timing out.
I'm not sure what part of the country they're from.
Parnanen from Sweden, I think, and Toth from Hungary.
Could be network issue.
Both drivers timed out.
Yep, the A6 car joining. That penalty will, of course, carry over.
Maybe he was testing his lag, see if he could chat, I don't know. But either way, it's not allowed. So Inex to pit this lap. Mikko taking over from Benjavi. So Inex in a pit stop. And because they went longer than Genuine, will Genuine be able to pull out in front, or will Inex take the lead? So Genuine just exiting the pits, and on the power goes Mikko Mariluto. Inex inherit the lead by about 2 seconds. Nice job by Venjabi. Interested to see Mikko offloading the tyres going down the straightaway on his first lap. The idea of offloading your tyres, either left or right side, is to elevate the insides of the tyres as much as possible to reduce the load, to cool them down. You mainly do this during heat peak if your tyres are too hot, or if you've had an off and burnt the tyres a bit too much. So it's surprising to see him doing it on lap 1. Maybe some strategy to be able to push a bit further. But the Infinity Amateur car stuck in between Inex and Genuine. Genuine just honking a horn a little bit, saying move out the way. And he drops into the pits. Okay, back in 4th and 5th place you have Pierre Perron, soon challenging Gunzelman for Core Racing Pro 2, I think it is. Yep, Core Racing Pro 2. Villain connected for Kevin Loy to take over the car this lap, I presume.
Chicane. Franchischetti having a bit of an off at the exit of the final corner.
Okay, Deco, so to fix our pronunciation errors, the driver for Infinity at the moment is Wojtkowiak.
Wojtkowiak, okay.
Yeah. So apologies to him for not being able to say his name correctly.
Yep. Pitkinen coming up on Mariluto. Probably a little bit of effect of the difference in pit stop time. Pitkinen getting we have a problem exiting the chicane first off. Yeah, Pitkinen getting a little bit of an edge from having the tires a little better earlier.
Oh, Mikko on the grass, and as presumed he moves over to unload the tyres once again. I don't know why he's doing this. He's trying to get heat in his tyres for the first laps, but he's just making them cooler. I tell you, in the XRR during the end stint, you will miss the heat. Both exactly the same first split. By the looks of things, Pitkinen will be faster going through the second intermediate. We'll tell you the times for that. 32.49 for Inex and a 32.39 for Emin. So a tenth taken out during that last sector. Traffic up ahead, this could be a problem. Upton not yielding. Oh yes, he is. So 0.17 taken out of the NX car by Genuine Racing. Picking him very smooth on the downshift, I've seen.
We have a left rear puncture on the number 71 car of Gracia, just up ahead, so that's going to be difficult for these cars behind that are going to be. So Sean, if you want to keep talking about the Pitkinen issue, yep. I'll keep an eye on the left.
Linus Stern going through the third gear right-hander in sector 2, entering the sweepers now. Emin just trying to keep on the edge of that slipstream, just so he can hold it through the long left to pull out a gap by the second to last corner. Emin doing a very nice job of keeping his lines, following this car so closely. It should be clear of this problem with the left rear punching of Gracia.
It's actually a double puncture now.
Oh.
Both rear tires.
This could be a problem for the chicane. Both NX and Genuine Racing cars collecting the tyres just a little bit on the exit of the chicane. Mikko taking a 10th out of Valtteri this lap. Mikko with a bit of a slide coming off the exit of the first chicane, losing some speed there. Fairly equal first splits. And as you can see, Gracie making a pit stop. Safely getting to the pits.
Yep, safely back to the box. Fortunately not causing any issue with any other cars, except giving them a bit of a yellow flag and perhaps a bit of a heart attack if he's spinning in front of them.
Both equal through the second sector also. Valtteri only losing 200ths to the first sector through the middle. Mikko going wide, allowing Valtteri to gain some time there. Oh, Mikko! Oh! He nearly turned it around in the chicane. Mikko made a big error. He's going to lose about 2 seconds through that, I'd imagine. Mikko feeling the pressure. So Genuine Racing inherit the lead once again. So positions, you have Genuine Racing in the lead, followed by NX Racing after their little mishap in the chicane. Team Virus Pro in third and Team Virus Amateur in fourth, followed by Core Racing Pro number 1 in fifth. Team Rock Racing Amateur in sixth, followed by Sonic Grounds Racing in seventh. Savage Sim Sports 1 in eighth, Conquest Racing Pro in ninth, and Hellnick Racing bringing out the top 10. 11th is in Infinity Esports Amateur, followed by Green Angus Racing number 1 in 12th, Green Angus 2 in 13th, Core Racing Amateur in 14th, Asex Motorsports in 15th, 16th is Genuine Racing 2, followed by Stig Breeding Program Amateur in 17th, Scuderia Gas Racing Team in 18th, and Savage Sim Sports 2 bringing out the last place in 19th. Retired, 2 cars, Last Lap Motorsports Bus, and Merida Racing Team, another FXR. So a short grid, but starting to get interesting, it seems.
The number 71 car, GM Gaspar for Scuderia Gas Racing Team, having a bit of a off at turn 14-15 region.
Car Racing Amateur catching up to the back of Sec in Greenhouse Racing 1, I think it is. Keep an eye out for that one in the future. Or maybe not, as the car is about to pit, I think. Oh no, Ben just forgot to disconnect. Deco, what are the rules regarding staying in the server? Is that not a problem until the server becomes full?
Generally. Yeah, I think Ben forgot. He actually offered to help commentate, so I think I'm going to wait for him to get in. So I think that's going to be fine. I usually.
Oh, we need someone to spruce things up in here.
Really is. It's that time again. It's been about 2 hours on this clip, so we will do a brief break in the stream to keep it under 2 hours, so it's nice, easy viewing and uploading and dealing with. So just stay with us. It'll be very lickety split. Stand by.